Peace. What is up? I am OnenO. Thank you for clicking over and watching this video. Today I am out in Austin, Texas. I am here in a hotel room. I'm at the South by Southwest Festival playing some music shows. Last night we had a show. Today I have the day off. Tomorrow we have a show. And for my day off, I thought what better way to spend my time than to make a video for you. So, today's topic, what kind of popped into my mind, is the topic that everything is here to help you. And specifically, this becomes weird when it comes to the topic of challenges that arise in your life or in my life. It's hard for me sometimes to see how a challenge is actually here to help me when I'm in the middle of the challenge. And I think that this is kind of how the world works. You set your goals as to where you want to go. And what you don't know is that you have to actually acquire some sort of skill or let go of some part of you that's out of sync with that desire in order for you to actually attain that desired experience. And so sometimes challenge presents itself benevolently so that you may actually go down your path and find that desired experience that you're actually looking for. Because the only reason you are not experiencing that desired experience right now is because you might be out of sync with it. Meaning you need to actually bring not only your vibration, but your skill set, your reality needs to match that which you are actually desiring to bring into your experience. So let's put it into a real world example. First of all, there's an amazing quote by Alan Watts that really helps this subject. And his quote is, "You can either define yourself as a victim of the world or as the world itself." This is one of my favorite quotes because it puts clearly what is actually happening here. You can either see that you are somehow floating helplessly in the abyss of the world, in the abyss of the universe, and everything seems to be happening to you, meaning you are a victim of everything that goes on in your experience. That nothing that happens in your experience happens because you desired it to happen. Everything happens because other people are imposing their desires upon you. That's what it feels like to be a victim. And this is not true. This is an illusion that you can actually tell yourself because everything is constantly supporting you. Every single thing in the universe is constantly supporting you with your free will to be whoever you want to be. So if you want to be a victim, the universe will unconditionally support you in your victimhood. Because the universe is not biased, meaning the universe is only responding to you and what you desire, unconditionally. So you have to switch your mentality then. As soon as you know that this universal game that we're all playing is actually designed to respond to you and your desires, then everything will change. Because if you're experiencing a reality where you feel like you're a victim, essentially you are out of sync with your real identity. And when you are out of sync with who you actually are, a lot of shit goes down. A lot of shit goes wrong, you might say, because A, you're not living in your truth, your highest truth, and B, the world, the universe itself, is attempting to wake you up out of the illusion, which is that you are a victim of the world. Or in essence, you are not the world. The world is some sort of thing in and of itself, and you in the body are somehow separate from that thing called the world. And this is the biggest illusion, the illusion of separation. And this is really what we're, at least what I'm spending this lifetime dissolving, this illusion of separation between myself and the world. I am the world. My ego is not the world, but I am. Everything that I can lay my eyes upon, that is also me. So let's get back to the topic. The idea that challenge is here to actually help you is a bit of a foreign concept for some people, and it was for me along my path, and it still is. There's been times, even recently, where I really second guess a lot of the stuff that's going on in my life. I become kind of paranoid even, that perhaps the things that are going on in my life are not actually in my benefit, and that somehow they might secretly be working against my benefit. But this is just really paranoia. One of my new favorite words that I've learned is the word Proinoya, which is the opposite of paranoia. So paranoia is the victim mentality, where you think that the world is conspiring against you. Proinoya is the mentality where you recognize the entire world is conspiring in your favor. And that is more accurate to what is actually happening here. The whole universe wants to see you succeed. Let's talk about the example of an audition. So I'm a musician, and I have a lot of opportunities to go not only audition myself and audition for different artists that want to hire me. What I also do occasionally is I hold auditions for artists, and I get to see a bunch of people come through the room, audition for myself and the artist that I'm working with, and then the artist and myself will talk about who we vibed with, who we liked, and who we want to bring on board to the tour. This has happened only a couple times in my career, but I love it when I get to do this audition thing. But I learned a lot the very first time I ever held an audition. When I was sitting there at the table and I'm meeting people come in through the room and leave, when they're performing there, I had this sense in me where I really wanted them to succeed. I noticed there was one young guy that came into this audition. We were auditioning second keyboard players. This is when I was touring with Rihanna back in the day. And this guy that came in and auditioned for the second keyboard player position, because I play keyboards as well on that tour. One of the young guys that came in, as he was playing the keyboards, his hands were so nervous and he was shaking as he was just trying to play his keyboards. And I remember thinking, oh man, it's okay, and just take a deep breath. We want you to succeed, because if you actually do this, if you can actually play this music really well, then we want to give you the gig. That's what we are looking to do. We want to give you the gig. And by having that mentality, it really changed how I see the structure of the universe, actually, and how the universe is working. Because now imagine yourself to be that person that is doing the audition. You are the person that has to do the audition, and you're hoping to get the gig in order to extend your career, if you will. Well, you might become very nervous, you might get paranoid, you might get anxious, you might become stressed. But look at it from the universe's perspective. The universe is analogous to the person sitting at the audition table holding the auditions. And the universe is actually wanting you to succeed. It's wanting you to become more of who you are, to be more comfortable in your skin, to be more talented at the things that you love to do, to be more skillful at the things that you invest your time into, to become more connected to the people around you, and to become the greatest version of who you are. That's really the game that we're all playing, is how can we become the greatest versions of who we are, the highest versions of who we are. You have the free will to be whoever you wish to be. And you also have the free will to align yourself with the path of ascension or the path of descension. You have this free will because you are in control of your destiny, and no one else can dictate to you where you're going. Only you will know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, I suggest you take some time on the inward journey and find out what's going on here, so you can change your directory and set goals. Set goals, accomplish them, manifest them. Learn how to become a manifester. Learn how to become a master manifester. You're already a manifester. But when you become conscious of how you manifest, that's when the whole game really takes a shift. So let's wrap up one more time on the subject. How is challenge really here to help me? How is pain here to help me? How are these things that seem to be wrong in my life here to help me? Well, there's another kind of analogy or metaphor that's just popping into my mind right now about going to a show. I'm a musician again, so I always think in music analogies. Going to a show and watching a show of an artist on stage that is just terrible. You don't like their music, you think that they're just not talented, their stage presence is awkward and blah, blah, blah. Well, you might say you went to a bad show, but look at what you've actually learned in the process. You have learned that if you're on stage behaving like that artist that you just saw, it doesn't communicate very well. So you've actually learned in opposition what works well on stage by seeing what doesn't work well on stage. And sometimes this is how life teaches you. It shows you what is not working in your life so that you may actually transmute that. You're an alchemist. I am an alchemist. We are master manifestors, and we are learning how to transmute the situations in our life that are not necessarily going in our favor, so that, or that don't appear to be going in our favor, so that we may become more in alignment and become more powerful at actually walking the path that we desire. And along that path, there will still be challenge, because challenge is a way that the universe communicates to you the stuff that will help you, but the stuff that you don't really want to look at. You know, if there's a person that seems to be annoying you in your environment, what purpose are they serving you in your experience? Perhaps they're serving you the experience of getting to see that you judge the people that annoy you. And in order to be an unconditionally loving being, you must learn how to stand out of a mentality of judgment. You must learn how to be around all types of people and still hold the peaceful kingdom within. When you can do that, you are just entering the realm of becoming a master manifestor and knowing how it is that you do what you do. Because right now, if you're in a situation of life where you feel a bit lost, that's probably because you're manifesting, but you don't really know what you're manifesting, you don't really know how you're doing it, and you don't really know what goals are being manifested or you're going towards, because it's all happening subconsciously. It's all happening ignorantly, you might say. Just meaning that you don't have a very clear awareness. You haven't detailed out what it is that you are wanting to attract. So let's end it right here. I feel like I've said enough. I would love to hear what you have to say on this subject, what it has inspired for you. Please leave a comment down below. Let's make this a conversation. I love hearing from you because then it gives me even more to talk about and communicate with you. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Check out the website, like the video, comment below, subscribe, and we will see each other again very soon. All right? Have an awesome day. Thanks for listening. Oneness in sound. I am OnenO. Peace.